Hi there, you are watching World Talent New Edition coming to you live from Montreal, Canada. And I'm Sayed, glad to host a great author, J.S. Wolf from Middle East. And we are going to talk about how to use the comedian discourse to ease the challenge that we are facing nowadays. J.S., how we can use this comedian style to love at ourselves and defy the situation that we are living in, please.
Yeah, it's exactly what you just said. It's about laughing at ourselves and our own misfortune because the world is so full of drama, and comedy is nothing but drama inside out. So whatever situation you're in, you can look at it as miserable, or you can learn to laugh at yourself and at the world, because in either case you're not in control of anything. So
why we are laughing at ourselves? Why we don't wait for the others to laugh at us while they are judging us, they are doing everything from their end, and then why we contribute by intensifying it to get it more dramatic?
yeah, it depends how you take it. If somebody's laughing at us, and people do sometimes, your reaction can change the whole narrative. If you take it seriously and go cry in a corner, it will continue to be funny for them, but not for you. So you might as well laugh at yourself. If you trip over your own feet while you're walking, while you're trying to look cool, and you laugh, then it breaks the shame of the situation.
And how we can laugh at ourselves?
You just find you don't take yourself too seriously. That's the thing. And to recognize when we're being stupid, when we're in a situation that is so humiliating that you think about it until you make it ridiculous.
But the society is telling us to be serious, and they want us to take everything seriously and to put mask on to prevent ourselves, especially our fragility, or that vulnerability should not be revealed. That's the way we learn from the society. So how we would contribute in going the other way around?
Well, society has a lot of conditions. So do you really, like, if we talk to everyone and we ask them, are you happier when you are conforming to other people's judgments of you, or would you be happy to just be who you are and understand that you're a human being, you make mistakes, sometimes we do stupid things and we go crazy. Like, comedians are not people that are happy all the time. Actually, they're quite neurotic and paranoid. And
But they're laughing a lot on the stage, like they are acting
yeah,
it out, faking it until break it, fake it until you make it, and that they are doing, like they are showing their smiling face all the time on the stage, and they are giving at least that impression that they are so happy and transforming some of their positive energy to the big audience coming desperately to share some of those happy smiling moment, if we can say.
well, actually, I see it the other way around. Comedians, the better the comedian, the less they smile or laugh at their own jokes on stage. They're actually using their anger and their annoyance at every little thing that we don't bother even mentioning anymore, and they talk about politics and poverty and illness and their own shortcomings. And if you really observe them closely, they're not always happy and laughing. They're actually, a lot of the time, sometimes they express anger, sometimes they express sarcasm. What they do for a living is incredible. And the same goes for comedy actors, like sitcoms, something like Seinfeld, Friends. These things they save our lives, they save our sanity. When we look at somebody else's misfortune, like losing their job, or or being dumped by someone they really care about, and then the way they handle it, and then you start to see yourself how dramatic you become in life and these situations, and then you learn to laugh at yourself by seeing yourself in those characters. But nobody's happy all the time. Comedians are people that have gone to the depths of the darkness. They're so far inside the darkness that it turned into laughter.
Oh, really? That's extreme. So, and why people are not happy all the time, and even when they want to be happy, they want to share it with the special people and get it out, get away out of home and being happy with foreigners or outsiders more than they do in their homes and in their
Yeah.
daily life. Why we are prepared to laugh easily and share laughters with outsiders that we meet very rarely on occasional basis, while on daily basis with our partners in everyday life, we rarely laugh. And it's there this joke coming from the Arab world telling that if you see a man talking to a girl or a lady and laughing with her, think of everything except that she is his wife. If she is his wife, he will not laugh
Mm.
with her.
Yeah, I think this is the most ridiculous thing that human beings do. First of all, when we laugh with strangers, the difference is that there is no deep emotional engagement. And it's not really genuine happiness. It's just fake laughter. And that's not the kind of comedy we're addressing. It personally, I cannot stand small talk. I love to talk to strangers and meet new people, and but I really, what when I have a really good laugh, it's usually with very close friends. We share a humor. The moment we start to go home and not be funny anymore with our families, it means that there's so much emotional baggage that we've done enough. I don't know if I can curse on this show, but I
Whatever,
mean,
whatever, it's open. Whatever comes to your mind is
right.
total freedom of
I
expression
mean, like,
guaranteed.
yeah, okay. So, like, we fucked up so much in our home and with our close relationships that we kind of took the joy out of it. We took the air out of the room. So then when this person starts to try to make you laugh, somehow you resent them even more because you just can't stand. They put you off completely. You live together, you see each other a lot, or you just took it too far with people that are close, and then we're not able to laugh with each other anymore, which is a huge myth, actually. That when we go to strangers, a lot of people go and say, okay, I'm gonna meet new friends, or I'm gonna get a new wife or a new husband, but then it's a matter of time and it's not gonna be funny anymore. So bring the fun at home. Like, learn to laugh together and release whatever tension there is. And sometimes you have to just allow the other person to not be funny and to be mad and to be psychotic and neurotic, and you don't have to keep crucifying them because they're human beings. Comedians are the same. A lot of the comedians I met in my life are really angry people in their personal life.
You are revealing a lot, so be careful.
they're
They may be there, they may be listening, they may be watching. We never know. So watch out.
they'd agree with me and they would
Oh,
laugh
never
at
know.
themselves as well. I,
But when
they're
they say in our education we do that way, we say we will be impolite because we are not allowed that much to express our ideas unless they are somehow validated by the community and the family and the society at large.
I really believe that if you get in touch with your inner comedian, and I believe we all have that, not the
Oh,
comedian that goes on stage,
oh
that's a whole
really?
other
There's like
talent.
there is an Indian and an internal
In
and
inner,
inner comedian that we have to discover, still to go, still to see. I didn't see that yet, at least in mine.
Yeah, to no, you're quite funny actually.
Really,
I've
should I know
as
that?
I talked to you enough to know that you do have that natural. Being funny is not about trying to be funny. It's about looking at things in your life and kind of say, all right, fuck it, like, how long am I gonna cry over what I've done or what didn't work out or who left me? I I can cry. Of course, I have to get in touch with my emotions, otherwise I'd be complete psycho. So I will cry and be upset, but at some point I'd be like, okay, that's actually funny. Like, I was really stupid. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it should be a lesson. But how many people really stay mad at you when you start to make them laugh again?
I don't know. Yeah, it reminds me of yeah, the vulnerability, as we say, how fragile we are. Sometimes I was working with a communication center, and I
Mm.
received many calls, and I was trying to talk as natural as I can, and I was surprised by a lady telling me, "Am I speaking to a machine or a robot here?" Oh, I told her, I have really done my best to sound like a human being, and you are still confirming that I'm a robot. Thank you so much for that. So this is Robo Say talking to you live. It
This
was
was
funny.
it's so funny though. Like, you don't see the humor in that.
I
Like,
don't know.
I've tried my best to be a human being, and she still called me a robot. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
the way it is. Yeah.
It's too
And the
funny.
funny thing is that they're telling us that laughter is the best medicine, and we don't know where to get that medication. Except that I get some funny story from this Japanese people. They have created what they call public park of comedians, which is forced. They come just to say ha 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 ha, and everybody starting imitating that sound until they get a hysteria and everybody is laughing, and they say, "Okay, we are happy." So that's
Oh my
that is
god. Oh
so
my god.
as we say, just you have to forge it until you make it, or force it, or whatever. So that's they are doing the same effect. It's the same placebo effect.
Well, laughter is contagious, but the thing is, like, we don't have to force laughter. What we need to do is to accept that life by creation, by design, can be viewed as a comedy or a tragedy. And it's really, and the reason it's both, it's because it depends on your perception in that moment. Like, if you take a very simple scenario, like, you're all dressed up and you look really good, and you want to behave a bit arrogant and cocky, and you're walking around, and then you fly down a flight of stairs in front of the very people you were trying to be cool in front of, and you can go into deep shame and go home and never leave your house for a while until they forget about it.
Hmm.
Or you can just, or you can do that, and that's funny in its own way. When you hide in shame, that's funny to the observer, but
But
it can be funny for you as well. You can
but
just realize.
still not changing anything. So we are falling. We are falling. We have to accept it the way it is. Yeah, and maybe
So it's how you take the fall, how you know how to
yeah.
make.
In our tradition, we have a way to put that. We say, for example, if you are falling, especially if you are dancing, just as this is a new dance, a new phase of
Exactly.
dancing. Yeah, some people look at it, that's just a way to dance and not accept that we are falling, and then we trick ourselves and make a little act of cinema until we escape away with it because we
But
don't
it
want
has
to.
to be genuine, though. It has to come from the inside, because it's really how you look at the situation. You have, like, a lot of
The situation that
people.
we want to be perfect when we are not perfect, and we will never be perfect on this earth. That's the problem. That's a conflict we
We
have all the
can't.
time. Yeah,
But why do we want? We are perfect in our imperfections. We
yeah.
make mistakes, and if somebody keeps reminding you of every bad thing you've ever done, and they never forgive you, then like
They will
just
be tired.
run.
They will not be counting, will not be able to count that.
It's exhausting, and we're gonna end up hating
Exhausting for
ourselves.
them. If they count my mistakes, they will be exhausted
Yes.
themselves.
They exhaust themselves and they exhaust you, because we all fall from grace. And what you said is interesting. You keep mentioning vulnerability, and actually laughter and happiness are are really, really like the ultimate form of vulnerability. Because when we're laughing from the heart, have you noticed, like, have you ever gone to a place like a upscale restaurant or bar or whatever, and then something really funny happened and you're laughing with all your heart, you're a free spirit, and then everybody around and other tables are looking at you in a condescending way, like as if you're insane, like you're not supposed to be here, you're not supposed to laugh like that.
Hmm.
People are really uncomfortable with free spirits and laughter, and yet they go and pay tickets to go and watch a stand-up comedian for an hour on stage just to laugh through that person and through the misery of that person, because people are too scared of of laughing, and because then you're going to lose control. It's kind of like the way we feel about love, the way we feel about religion, the way we feel about a lot of these things that require surrender. So we clam up. Instead of laughing from your heart, you'd be like, ha ha. That's it.
For example, we are not allowed to laugh that much because even in the dictatorship of this social norms, it says even when it is really, really funny, you should not laugh, just a little smile. And that smile should be
Yeah.
most of the time faked. Because I don't know why we are
But
hiding,
are
but
you happy? Are you happy when you're faking laughter?
I never know the difference whether I'm happy or not.
Of course you do. You do. Of course you do when you're happy. The reason people are scared of laughing like really hard is because everyone knows inherently that as above, so below. So if I get really happy or something good happens to me in my life, then I'm going to have something to lose. And then if this thing makes me really happy, or a person makes me really happy, then that means that pain is just around the corner. So I might as well ruin everything and behave in a way that just makes the pain come faster. Because, and this is the self-loathing of, I think, like, of the artist or the human being or the comedian. I don't know if it's if I'm just like crazy, or if a lot of people are like that, but I really
Uh,
think that people are scared
Everybody
of
has his
happiness.
craziness. Everybody has his own or her own craziness. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a part of it. As you said, it's a part of the being
the
imperfect.
human
Yeah,
condition.
the imperfection, but trying to be that imperfect. Perfect
Yeah.
one we will never be, but just as some Americans says, and you say it yourself, we have to be perfect while we are imperfect, and we love that our imperfection, as if it is a kind of perfection, just to, I don't know, a kind of giving a kind of personal dosage to ourselves to keep moving on. But the big issue is how to get out of the circle of pain by using the laughters as exit, safe exit at least.
Well, by leaning into it, because here's the thing: life will have pain, whether you
Like it or
avoid,
not, whether you accept
if
or
you like
not,
it or not. Exactly, it's gonna have pain.
laugh
The
or
thing,
cry, so then nothing will change.
nothing will change. Whatever happens is gonna, no, actually, the way you deal with life, the way you respond to life. If I respond with, if we take the exact same situation, okay, and and in one like one choice is to respond with fear and anger and paranoia, which I fall into a lot. uh, I'm gonna just wreck whatever is good. But if I connect with my humor and be lighthearted, then the end result will be very different. So, okay, you have people with terminal illness, for example, and that's a very heavy thing that they go through. So, if there is this diagnosis anyway, uh, I of course we're gonna be in a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of, you know, really a series of negative emotions. But what happens if this is a fact, it's there anyway, my chances of surviving it is by becoming lighthearted and becoming just one moment at a time, doing what is best for my health, but also connect with humor. Even if it's not my own, I can watch others. I can watch comedies, I can watch stand-up comedians. They open up our minds to look at really bad situations from other angles. So if you don't know how to do it on your own in the beginning, it takes practice just by
The thing is,
reading
yeah,
and watching funny things, you know.
the comedians could be allowed because they are criticizing the society, and they are presenting all the cultural norms that
Yeah.
we are facing. And then they play a game and they are joking at everything just to practice their profession first, and then to use it as a message, as a mean, as a channel of communication. But we, as a human being, normal, not comedian by profession or by nature, then it's like we are going on minds. Yeah, we don't want to disturb the person. We don't want to sound like we are louder than normal. And it feel like we are controlling the uncontrollable. It's like we
Mm,
are pushing ourselves to the dark corner, even if it means to stay in the darkness, to stay sad, just not to criticize or not to explode in laughter, because that it could be a kind of criticism or judgment by itself.
well, we don't have to be obnoxious about it either. It's the whole thing about how to use comedy to really ride out the suffering in our lives is to just simply change your perception. Like, what else could it mean? Like, if something bad happens, I could either take it really badly and I feel insulted or disrespected and upset or hurt, or I can just look at my life as a series of unfortunate events, and also, like, it's the perfect orchestration by the divine. Like, comedy is about timing and about delivery, and who's a better comedian than the universe? Like, if you look at the world, and we're so tiny, like in comparison to the to the collective, like, planets or the universe, and we're so tiny, and each one of us thinks that this problem is beyond a solution. Like, we have big tragedy, it's a big drama, and each one of us thinks that our own problems are the biggest problems. So I'm not saying to ignore the problems or your pain. I'm saying look at it also in a different way. Look at
How?
yourself in a, like, okay, let's say, okay, so if you like somebody, and you behave in a way that makes them want to run, and and
Most of
they,
the time, yes, they do.
yes, yes, and they dump you or something. So,
They dump themselves as well.
and they dump themselves as well, they deprive themselves of you, and that's really bad for them. We can think about it this
For all
way.
of us,
Yes, we can do the crying and go into the
That's
fetal
the easier way.
position,
That's the easiest way. That's easy.
and it's not that easy either, like either way
In
it's
hiding, as long as it is in hiding, yes, it could be easy.
yeah, you cry and you sniffle
Alone, yeah.
and alone, and then your friends don't want to hear about it anymore, and you implode by yourself, or like your dog just takes on the job of the therapist.
Hmm.
And then at some point you're gonna have to get up, make yourself some hot chocolate or something, and
Start over.
not just start over, like be self-aware, like
Mm.
how stupid was I to say this, or like uh, oh my god, like I can't believe I got dumped by somebody who I'm not even in a relationship with. Like I have to face reality and somehow make it funny. And if I cannot make it funny, I'm just gonna go and watch Seinfeld for a while.
Is that
They
going to
would
make it? Is that going
like
to make it
Seinfeld
funny?
can put, yeah, they can put things into perspective. They can put my life into perspective, or watch
Oh, okay. So you want to be funny or you want to put your life in perspective? Which way?
both. But when I do
Mm.
put it into
So you
perspective,
want everything, right? Okay.
yes, I do. I've tried the pain. I also want to try the
That's history
laughter.
now. Forget about that. Don't get us crying here. So that's history now.
Oh, there's no crying here. Like there's
So when you say I know the pain, yeah, I say that's history. Forget about the pain. Tell us about the medicine and the laughters and the comedian side and the funny, how to be funny, how to play it, how to get out of it, how to establish that mood that we need. We get out to, we pay money to get, how we internalize it somehow.
okay. I'll give you a simple routine
Yeah, I need
that
simplicity a lot for my little
is
brain.
a simple routine that people can. I will give you my own routine.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
So I wake up in the morning.
Hmm.
First thing I do, I make my coffee and I get the pen and paper. And first I write a gratitude list.
What's funny there then?
I'm going to tell you.
This is punishment already.
No,
You are punishing yourself
no.
by getting
I,
hot coffee in the morning and start writing. What a pain. So,
okay,
what is the
because
funny side then?
okay, the funny side is because when you have a routine, and like the pen and paper are your best friend, like in whatever you're doing. Comedians always have a pen and paper. There's always an observation. You observe yourself. You observe yourself as if you're somebody else.
Oh, so you
Like
want to get divided. So one inside, one outside. So somebody is
no,
watching
there's
somebody,
only there's only one, but like
monitoring.
my
So I have to split into two. One of mine is monitoring the other one.
yes, you have to be schizophrenic.
Okay. So you want really
A
to make
split
to drive
or
me
actually
crazy tonight. Yeah.
or a split personality is more accurate. Split
Mm-hmm.
personality.
Okay.
We are all split personalities, okay?
When you tell people to write, you are sending them to like back to the university for a very difficult homework. So
No, but
what
people
is
but
funny in
people
that? And you
want
call it
people
friend, my best friend is paper. Even write it themselves. They hate the white papers when they are face to face to that white papers
yes,
and get that blockage
it's
and say,
dreadful.
what I'm going to write? Nothing. Okay. How am I inspired? I don't know. Go to the cinema,
Yes.
get out for fresh air, whatever. Yeah. And then
Yes.
you are struggling and then you want to say you be happy with your coffee and your journaling in the morning. You are punishing us already.
No, because people want the good results without putting in the work for it. Like
Mm.
I'm just going to, I want to be
What's the
happy.
work
I
that we
can,
have to do to be
okay, fine. Like they can pop some Xanax and they will be happy. That's,
Xanax?
yeah, like, anti anxiety medications.
Okay. Then,
Like you can,
so
you can go
you want us
there,
to
then
take
you
it,
don't have to.
you want us to take a drug then?
No. Um,
Oh,
hold on. Wait,
yeah.
like, where is this conversation going?
I don't know. I'm just trying to understand something that I cannot understand.
All right. Okay, you wanna just
Okay, and the
uh,
morning, so yeah, the morning, then the coffee, the journaling, the writing, and then the
yeah,
medication. Okay, and what else,
no,
please?
and then the medication. Yeah, so if I know, if I have my own anchor inside, I know that I'm connected to something bigger than I am,
Hmm.
then the rest of the events will have a bird eye view perspective. Like when you are connected to something bigger, that is not just um, like whatever problem that is happening doesn't have to be yeah, we acknowledge it's a problem, but it doesn't have to always be so dramatic all the time. We don't have to be angry about it all the time. We can also find it funny or ignore it sometimes. So by now that
I don't
I
know
don't.
anything at all.
Yes, like you gotta help me out here, Said. Like,
No, it's you
come
who
on,
are helping me. No, I don't help.
I'm dying here.
So you are telling me, listen, this is what you're
Yeah.
telling me. You are telling me to connect. We
Yes.
fail to connect with the little things in our life, in our little daily universal circle.
Give
First
me an
circle,
example.
I will tell you, for example, we fail to connect with each other, with the nearest person next to us, in the same building, in the morning, call it a friend, a neighbor, a partner, a wife, a brother, a sister, whatever you want to call it. If we failed already to call with this closest person in our universe, you want us to connect with a larger, bigger, something bigger than we
No,
are.
because
How
because
come?
it means that when we fail, and it happens when we fail to
A
connect with
lot,
people
but we don't
who
accept
are
it. That's a problem.
it means if I'm failing to connect with very close friends and family or loved ones, it means that I'm not connecting with myself and my higher power, that my
So how to
creator.
connect all of this disconnected
If
circle?
I
Yeah.
connect, it means that I have to go and connect with myself first. I cannot connect with you if I'm disconnected from myself. The people try to get validation from outside, okay, and I'm not saying that I'm good at it. Trust me, I have my issues. So it, a lot of the times,
Everybody
um,
has. Mm.
yeah, so because I don't want to sound like, oh, I got my shit together. I don't. I'm a total mess a lot of the times too. So sometimes I really want the attention of these particular people. I want their love. I want them to talk to me. I want, and then because people have their own lives, and
And if they don't
sometimes
want to talk to you, so what are you going?
if when they don't want to talk to me, I go into two of two options.
Hmm.
Sometimes I get really like all psycho and paranoid, and I'd ask questions, and I just did that recently, by the way. Like, so I'm like, what's going on? Like, did I do something? Is there something I can fix? Like, what's going on? Like, too many
They
coincidences
will not tell you.
happen.
That's a problem. Yeah.
They're not gonna tell me
Human beings is very complicated.
exactly. So what
Yeah.
happened in my mind, what happened thanks to connecting with comedy and having that experience as well, is that I'm like, okay, stop. I use the stop technique, like just stop this now, stop this insanity, stop the paranoia, and stop trying to understand, because now you look crazy and you're making it worse.
Thank you so much for
So
telling me that I'm crazy, but tell me how to connect with the rest of the world.
so I go back,
With a larger, yes. Yeah, yes.
first I stop my behavior,
Hmm.
and I go back and I'm like, okay, I have to understand the difference between reality and what my brain is telling me about what reality is. Because we don't react to the situation that is happening now. We are reacting to every experience that was similar to that throughout our entire lives. And that's why it's so intense. So you have to stop yourself and say, hey dude, you're getting crazy, go
Thank you.
sit down, do something else. And that's how you stop taking your mind so seriously.
And I'm still failing to connect, how to connect with myself and the bigger self, whatever you want to call it.
Well, it's not like one size fit all. It depends on your. I believe in a higher power. I believe that we all come from something that is one thing. Like there's a higher consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So this consciousness, whatever, I don't know what the reason is for us being created and going through all this hell. I don't know why, and nobody knows. But I trust the system. I trust not the government system. I'm talking about the the universal system.
Okay.
I,
So
I trust.
don't trust anything. Yeah. Okay.
I trust I look for things. I observe little tiny things, like life is not all bad. It's not all dramatic and
I don't say it's all look bad or it's all good.
yeah,
It just
because you tell me you
this you are
can't
putting it
connect.
put yeah, because you are always complicating my life. Yeah, and I'm trying to understand. That's the issue here. For example, here you are bringing new philosophy. We are part of something that is something is one. We call it supreme something, and that one should be we connect with that supreme bigger thing,
Yes,
and we
so
are
we
still not able to
understand.
connect with this little thing inside us. So how we got from this little inner to that
Yeah.
bigger universal circle for a larger absolute connection out there, please.
No, switch it. Like it's the bigger, like you
Oh,
connect with
complicated again.
the.
You switch from whatever side you like, and then you make it more complicated than ever. Okay, switch it the way you want, but simplify it to me to kind of so I can understand a little bit, please.
Okay, so let me take a moment.
Okay, 2 moments, please, for you.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, this all of the suffering, all suffering
Mm-hmm.
comes from being self-obsessed.
Okay.
It's not about me alone, and it's not about you alone.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the times when I'm suffering, when I'm personally suffering,
Mm-hmm.
it's usually when I'm obsessing over my own behavior and how other people see me and what's going to happen in my own life.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So when I do that, I will feel very inadequate and worthless,
Okay.
and really a shitty person, and then I will start to self-abuse mentally.
Okay.
But then
Mm-hmm.
if the moment I start to realize, hey, like you're not the universe,
Mm-hmm.
there is look around you, look at all the creations, look at divine timing, look at um, how incredible it is that we're all here and we meet for a reason. And I use everything that is happening in my life as a curious lesson, like, so I get out of my own head. So the bottom line is, if you want to end your suffering, get out of your own head, stop being so self-obsessed, and find your passion, find things that you love to do, and connect with your family, connect with the people that you love in your life. Ask them what they want, listen to them, ask. Like, if you start to focus on them and see how you can be of better service to them, in that moment, in that space, you cannot be self-obsessed, and then your suffering starts to lift, and their suffering starts to lift as well, because they're being heard and seen by you, by someone who matters to them. Everything else in the world, like a lot of people in the world are going crazy over things they cannot control, whether it's something on the news, whether it's a pandemic, it's politics, it's who's gonna win. We cannot control any of that. But then we get addicted to the bad news. We want to follow the news. So why don't you look up, like, why do comedians watch the news and then somehow use it to make you laugh?
Good question.
And another person would watch the news and just comes into your house and gives you all kinds of fear and negativity instead. It's the same news. So are you going to change your perception, or do you want to continue holding on to self-pity and helplessness?
So we have to shift from the focus of being selfish to being in the service of others and try to help others to forget some of that selfishness. That could be a kind of treatment in your perspective.
Yes,
Mhm,
yes.
mhm.
And to take care of yourself as well. To find joy. The best indication that you are on the right path, spiritually or mentally or emotionally, is when you feel joy. And when joy comes up, fear is in its tail, because you're, oh my god, like, this is too much fun, something bad must be about to happen. A lot of people always and in Egypt also, like in both world, like Western and Eastern world, when we feel joy, we're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? So when this comes up, I think if you focus so much on what gives you joy and really go with it, yes, there's always a chance that you lose it, and there's always a chance that it's going to break your heart, but at least you get to experience it fully. Otherwise, why live? Just sit on your couch and be miserable and watch the news, and
But the problem is most of the people, they don't know even what they want, and they don't know what make them happy, and they don't discover their talent, and they don't have any passion for anything. It seems like they are neutral to everything.
because they're addicted to being miserable, because that misery and self-pity are highly addictive.
So
It gets us
how we can switch that
attention.
paradigm again, how to switch from that to the other side, to reverse, how to reverse it then?
Well, depends on each person. Some people can never get out of it because they will choose to continue to do it, and that's how human beings are very different and complex. But for those who want to change, that the first step is, I'm tired of my comfort zone. I am tired of self-pity and being dramatic. And also, don't judge yourself too harshly when you fall back into the process of, like, you go back to self-pity sometimes. Like, nobody's happy all the time or got it all together all the time, but it's a decision. I don't want to be this person, so who do I want to be? What do I love to do? And you start to observe yourself in a way, where am I at my best? When I'm around these people, how do I feel? Do I feel like shit, or do I feel really good? And you start to pick and choose the things that give you as much joy as possible, and eliminate the things that are not giving you joy.
I saw some people, they don't even like you to be joyful next to them, and they
Yeah.
don't even want people to be positive around them,
Yes.
and they
Yes.
see the dark side and everything. For example, I have two friends. One of them, he can spend with you like 2 weeks without telling you a word. You are
Mm-hmm.
in the same house,
Right.
and when he see you in the morning talking or laughing, he will be mad. He say, why you are talking in the morning? Why you are laughing
Yeah.
before 11 in the morning?
Well,
And it
some
will be
people
like
are not morning people.
you are disturbing him just by the fact that you were nice with someone else, or you were laughing to
Yeah.
yourself, or with with someone else. I know another one who is afraid of any good news. For example, when you want to be positive or optimistic, you say, why such Optimism. Why you find
Mm,
solution in every difficulty? Why? This will never happen and this will never happen. I tell them, okay, if you know that everything is going to be bad and it's going to happen only the way you think of it, then take it easy. You know it already is going to be bad, then just wait
yeah.
for it and it's going to be bad. That's it.
Exactly. Well, you cannot be around people like that because your circle is a huge part
Impact on
of
you. Yeah, I know that.
impact. Yeah, and your mental health and your joy for life. I need to make something very clear. We're all gonna sometimes be grumpy, sometimes we're gonna be depressed, sometimes we're gonna be crazy as hell, and we have to give each other that space to sometimes be like that without being judged or ruining the friendships. Okay, because and I'm guilty of that as well, by the way, so I'm not saying, but uh there are people that no matter what you do, they're always going to be negative all the time. They're looking for problems in the solution. I actually dated somebody like that who was actually not really depressed, but would pretend to be depressed just so I'm not happy. Like, it was so sick. If I laugh, he'd get angry that I'm laughing, and he'd be like, "What's so funny?"
Mhm.
But
The funny that is that you are not funny. That's all.
yeah.
The funny that he is not funny. That's it.
Yeah. Well, he just liked to be in control. Like,
Control
he
what?
hated.
Control, let him to control himself, not controlling someone
He
else.
can't. No, he can't. He needs to control other people because he cannot control himself. So he used to get really angry when his own friends would find success, like really resentful. And
So let him succeed himself too, and very easy. It's open to everybody. Just you need to work on it, and that's it.
believe it or not, he was successful. But
Okay, so
seriously, so that's what I'm telling you, is that some people are just nasty, and we have to accept it. Just stay away from them. You cannot, your friend who was upset in the morning, some people are not morning people. Some people cannot take noise in the morning. But you have to see the person for their pattern. Are they usually negative and looking for problems, or was that just a momentary thing, and then you choose which ones? If it's somebody who's always thinking, oh, everything is going to be bad anyway, this is never going to work, tell them that you're not interested in their opinion. Simple as that. A lot of people who are have dreams, they have dreams to become something specific, like some want to be like singers or actors. Especially when it comes to artists, they get a lot of pushback, and people tell them, yeah, whatever, like, you're not funny, you're not good at acting, but you're never gonna make it, get a real job. Okay, so you need to be resilient. You have to stop people from destroying your dreams just because they are fighting for their own limitations. They're projecting their own limitations on you. So get rid of people like that, or tune them out. If you can't get rid of them, tune them out. Don't share your dreams with them. Don't share your goals with them. Something that can make you happier as a person.
I don't know. It's all. I'm coming. I will come back always to the question of this negativity, how to treat this negativity and switch it into a kind of positivity. But what you're telling remind me of who cares, which is very common in the West. I had a call with a client, and she told me, this what we call little talk until you find the talk that you want to talk about, and it's usually we talk about a little bit the weather and we exchange a little bit how is everything is okay, nice, okay. And then I say, okay, I'm not complaining of anything. The
Mm.
lady told me, better for you, because if you complain, who cares? And I've read
Yeah.
about, yeah, some others, writers of self-development expert. They are saying 85. They say 85% of the people, they don't care about you or what you think or what your dream is, and the
Mm-hmm.
15%, the rest, the remaining 15%, they liked whatever happened to you, no matter how negative it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whatever the situation, though, we should not complain, we should not blame the situation, and we should not complain to anyone, because he may be either one of that 85% who don't care, doesn't of that huge percentage of population that doesn't care at all, or of that
Mm.
population which like us to be in a situation
Yeah.
that, that we don't like. So right now, how to switch from that negativity into positivity, and how to eliminate this kind of negative people who are preaching this toxic talk and believe and
Mm.
psychology and mind and manners in our everyday life.
Okay, well, first I want to discern something is that like complaining is not good for us either, even when we complain internally. Complaining means I just want to complain about something without looking for a solution and not being grateful. But it's very important to have, we are social beings, and we need at least one friend or a therapist, even someone, one person that we can implicitly trust and share with them how we feel and our struggles. But it has to be a person we can trust, and it has to be someone who has empathy and genuine love for us. Someone who will not turn around and tell your business to the world, or someone who's going to betray you or be just happy that you're going through shit. And also, you have to share your dreams and your good news with that person that you trust as well, because I noticed that a lot of people, if they find out that something good is happening for you, they will get out of their way to ruin it. Whether it's a job, it's a relationship, it's a success story, they will bring out everything negative just to destroy you. And you have to get away from these people. You just have to. There is no way around it. You cannot succeed in life and you cannot be happy if you're surrounded by toxicity and people that just want to kill you off and your dreams. You cannot do it. Okay, the way to deal with and then there are people that are kind of,
I understand that we have to use some of our best intimate friends as a kind of therapy, to listen to them and they listen to us, and we share those
yeah,
moments that we cannot share with outsiders. I understand that. And it's
yeah,
psychological
yeah.
treatment by itself. There's another point which you think is very important in the use of that comedian attitude to overcome some of our difficulties that we didn't cover yet, and you think that it must be covered, please?
um I just want to say that accept all the colors of your emotions, all of them.
Do they have
The
colors?
comedian, yes.
Oh, really?
And they have a
You are
smell
giving
too.
them
No,
colors
okay.
and labels and smells and everything. Okay, so they must be a human being then.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the comedians, it's a misconception. Comedians are not always happy, and the inner comedian does not mean that you are delirious and you're always laughing. That doesn't exist. It does not exist, and if you look for it, it's gonna make it worse. So to be really happy
Mm-hmm.
is a practice.
Okay.
Accept the crap emotions, accept your own shortcomings, because we have flaws. uh, and to really love every aspect of yourself, even the aspects that are crazy or whatever.
And
You
that's a
have to
big
love.
part.
Yeah, to love all of yes, the crazy, the paranoid, the psycho, the happy, the sad, the depressed, you everything. Okay, and depression is not always a bad thing. Depression is an opportunity to love ourselves, to sit on the couch getting all fluffy and eating our favorite food and watching our favorite shows for a while. But don't get addicted to these states of mind. Have a deadline. Okay, I'm gonna sit on the couch, be depressed for a week over this. Then I have to get up. I have to get up and start to um, see.
And if it
You
takes
know,
a month, what we are going to do?
every comedian's question is, how soon is it for me
Soon.
to joke about this?
Mm.
Because sometimes is it too soon? Like it's too soon to make a joke
How soon is too
on.
soon? I don't know.
How soon is too soon?
Mm.
So
The
for
best time
me,
is always now, they say. That's the only moment we have. They say yesterday is
yeah,
already history and tomorrow is a mystery. So what's left is
yes,
now,
yes.
if we can make it.
But the comedian has to ask because they go on stage and they can get a lot of pushback. But in our personal life,
Mm-hmm.
for me, like the sooner the better. And how can I laugh at it soon enough is by feeling the emotion, grieving whatever I need to grieve, and then reset myself. And then I start to see what's funny about it. As soon as I can, as soon as I'm ready, as soon as I release it.
But
It just,
that's let go. Let go is another technique which is so difficult in psychology. I know some people, they were mad for the last 5 years and they are
yeah,
still
oh
mad.
yeah,
And they don't
or
find any reason
50,
why they say, yeah. And they
50
say,
years.
I cannot talk to that person because we were at loggerheads for the last 5 years. I don't want to
There
crazy.
are people,
For
oh
me,
my God,
I can be a conflict with you in 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes, I forgot it and it's not over. That's history for me.
yeah,
Why should I
because
disturb
they're,
myself and keep carrying that intention and toxic attitude for another even minutes, not to say hours and
yeah,
day and weeks and months that switch later on into years?
yeah, well, you know, like some people, it's
How
not
we
just
can
five
forgive
years, it's
ourselves and how we can let go and how we use that to be happy, as you said.
to forgive ourselves.
Yeah, to let go of all of this negativity and of this, yeah, and how to be happy. All of this
I,
are related.
you,
They go together.
boundaries, boundaries are very important. It's all about boundaries. I was actually watching, I love watching Russell Brand.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in an interview one time, and and the interviewer didn't even know his actual name. Like they said, she said the wrong name, and the other one is talking about him in as if he's not with them on the show. And a lot of people in his position could have easily gotten angry and created a big deal out of it. Like if it was Trump, he would have been crying about it, right? I don't mean to talk politics. I don't care about politics, but like I'm saying that some personalities would have gotten really upset. But what he did was to point out, like, you're talking about me as if I am not here, as if, and you're looking at me like I'm an extraterrestrial. And that word is funny. And but what did he do? He created boundaries. He commanded the respect of the table. And then when she called him Willie, and his name is Russell, and he told her, who's Willie? Right? So it's how he handled himself. He has boundaries. He made funny, like he chose funny words, and kind of took the edge off the whole interview and owned it.
Yeah, the
So
problem with the funny words, it doesn't work with everybody. Everybody. What we think is funny from one perspective, other people will look at it as unfunny from another one,
it's not about
and
other
not the same.
people.
We will not love of the same joke. It is culturally related. It has a lot of background issues, and
Yeah, but it's not about other people. The goal is not to go and try to be funny and make people laugh. The goal is to look at any situation, good or bad, and see the humor in it as well, not just the drama. It's the same situation. So why are we always looking at it from the dramatic point of view? We've done that and we're collectively unhappy and miserable. So why not train ourselves to also sometimes see the lighter side of the situation, or not, like you mentioned, angry people. Angry people are the ones that didn't process their negative emotions. They're usually people that pretended to be okay most of their lives and never really told people the truth about how they felt or that they are hurt by something. And then you see them like looking like the sanest people among us, like they're always collected, they're always trying to control themselves, and then suddenly they go into a rage and you don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
Or they shake their legs a lot, or they get like their veins start to show on their necks by something very minor, and it makes them very angry.
Mm-hmm.
So comedy is about being okay with dark emotions, expressing it, and then find what's funny about it. That's basically the balance that we aim to achieve.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for that. Great conclusion there, that we should find at least the humor side rather than the tragic side in whatever that is coming to our daily life. So your final word, your best joke, whatever you want to share finally with the world,
My
please.
best joke.
If there's any, I don't know.
My best joke is my life is a joke.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't really tell jokes. I'm not a comedian. I did stand up comedy just to overcome the fear
Mm-hmm.
of myself,
So
I
you did
guess.
it already. Great. So great job.
I did. I
Uh,
did it just
that's a lot of
be,
audacity, especially in the Middle East, to get a women as a comedian. Yeah.
no, actually, I did it in Los Angeles and in
Far
London
away from home then.
at the Comedy Store,
Mm-hmm.
because I was very shy and awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured if I do stand up comedy, it's so terrifying that I can handle life after that. And it was true.
Did they pay you, or you one who paid them?
No, I went to UCLA Film School, and one of the classes was stand-up comedy, and I went for it. And then the exam was to go to the Comedy Store.
Mm-hmm.
Later, I started to go and perform in different clubs around LA. Of course, I wasn't paid, and I sucked. And then I did it again
But it's not a
in
comedy
London.
anymore then.
Huh?
It's not a comedy anymore than it was.
It was an interesting experience, and I
Yeah.
got to be around a lot of comedians,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw a different a new way of looking at life,
Okay.
that it's okay to laugh even
Awesome.
when
So
everything
you are
is.
hiding your comedian side, so in your writing, so
It's in my writing. It's
you were
actually in
escaping all of, yeah. All
my
right.
book is has a lot of humor in it, because it's such a like a crazy memoir
Mm-hmm.
that it had to be funny. It just had to be made funny, because honestly it is.
What are some of those? Do you remember any of those funny lines or quotes in the book that you remember?
uh, I have a lot of situational comedy,
Mm-hmm.
not one liners,
Okay.
like situational comedy,
Like, please.
uh, like I only remember this because I just wrote it on Facebook the other day.
Okay.
Like a note to my younger self: don't apologize to the one you bumped into on that beach. It was an umbrella. And then the story is, I was so awkward. when I was younger, and I went and it was a very like upscale, you know, popular people beach in Alexandria, and I thought I knew this person, and I got the courage to go and say hi because I was really shy, and so I covered her eyes, and then I looked at her to see if it's her, and turns out it wasn't her, and I didn't know anybody that was sitting with her, and I was so embarrassed and walked back and not paying attention. I bumped into an umbrella, and they're still looking at me and making fun of me, like, who the hell is this girl? And then they actually witnessed like me apologizing to an umbrella because I thought it was a person. It's so humiliating.
That's great. Yeah. No, just
Yeah.
tolerating, very tolerating. Is
And I'm like,
you
oh,
apologize
sorry, you
even
know.
to umbrellas. Great. So that
I
means
was
that it,
apologizing
yeah,
to the
yeah.
umbrella in
So
front
that
of
means that
people.
if you
I
do
was,
something wrong to people, they will apologize, which is very difficult for most of us. Yeah. We hate to apologize. So if you apologize to an umbrella,
oh
that
really?
means that you
I
will be
can
able to
apologize.
apologize easily to a human being. Great.
I do apologize to human beings as well, but, you know.
Or we have to be an umbrella to get your apologies.
Or you have to be an inanimate object.
Okay.
Otherwise, otherwise,
Got you.
I'm not sorry for shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense too.
yeah, but my
Yeah.
book is not a funny book. It's not about comedy. It's more about situation, and I make fun of myself
Mm-hmm.
and my journey
Mm-hmm.
as a person because I'm a very clumsy person
And
by
how you feel
nature.
about that? Is that healing you as a person, or is that
Yeah.
disturbing you, or and how the readers are reacting to that as well?
Well, the book is not out yet. It's going to be out in a couple of weeks. So I don't know how the readers are going to take it. The, the funny part is that if I tell somebody a story that I already healed from, and I'm laughing because I actually found the comedy in the situation, only to be met with horrified faces. Like, what the hell are you talking about? How are you laughing at this? And it is, you know, that you healed the moment you're able to laugh at the misfortune.
Oh, okay.
That's when you know that you healed from it, but it doesn't mean that you become a completely healed person. Like I said, I still make the mistakes, I'm still clumsy, I still get neurotic, I get extremely paranoid sometimes, and I can't tell the difference if it's my mind playing tricks or if it's my intuition. And self-expression is a real addiction for me, so I always like have to
Throw it
say
out.
right
Yeah.
away what I'm thinking so that we can solve it quickly and then move on from it. But life is not always like that. People want to hold on to things, and you have no outlet, so thank God I'm a writer.
Yeah, great. That's a great exit, sure, and a great escape.
Yes.
It's a therapeutic session. And okay, thank you so much for sharing this great experience. That comedy can be a healing experience, and laughter could be a great
Yeah.
medicine if it is
Can I
used.
recommend you some books though for the for the viewers?
Yeah, you can recommend anything. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I will recommend Bill Hicks, one of the greatest that ever existed. And this one is called, totally Bill Hicks. It has revelations in it.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it on YouTube in full.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the great Seinfeld.
Okay.
And you have a lot of people like
These are
so
your
much
medical
of,
prescription?
yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Your last word, please.
My last word is, think of the worst tragedy in your life, and your
All of
homework
it.
is to make it funny. Make
All
it
of it.
funny. Yes.
All of it. It can't be.
And just be honest with yourself and others, and don't care about people that want to just dim your light.
All right. Thank you
Don't
so
worry
much,
about it.
Jay,
Th-
as well, for being a great host and a regular one. You are best author talking to us live from Cairo. Thank you so much for all your great inputs. Thank you so much for sharing,
Thank
for
you.
letting go, for your simplicity, for all the recommendation that you have recommended, whether they are books or whether they are medication or prescription or whatever healing they are, expression they are. Thank you so much. Until we meet again, wishing you the very best you wish for yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Anytime.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Night.